Alright, we are here. Mic check. Cam check. How's Road feeling this season? Feeling good. Feeling good overall, I think. Lots of fun builds to play, I guess you could say, for majority of content. Alright, chill farm for a bit. We'll see if I can actually get into building some more Orphan Maker setups. Let's see. There we go. I was going to say, I'm like, is that going to go back to the screen? Derobi was going on. Also blame. Wait, how did I get an error? Odd. Change dashboard. There you go. Okay. Okay, we're good. Kind of weird. I feel like I have zero reason to do pit now, which I'm not upset about actually. I mean, obviously I could do it for XP, whatever, but like, I mean, if I want XP along with other things, I'll just do it in front of horse instead, since I enjoy that content more. Not as much XP, but decent nonetheless. Yeah, go ahead and get these going. We got for whispers real quick. Okay, we got Undercity. Start in 17 minutes. These in 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and do Undercity first. Stop throwing a rune tribute. I don't really want to do like Barrage Orphan Maker. I'm kind of cringing about Rapid Fire Orphan Maker, to be honest. I kind of, like, a part of me really just wants to stay away from it, but I know I have to put it together. Guess we can add some stuff to it. Chaotic uniques for any class? How does that work? I won't say how does it work, but alright. We'll throw it in, see what happens. Probably should put on flurry. Or change my smoke grenade out. Yeah, Raven, I'm down. Invite two from my chat. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ask and see if anyone else got any as well, so we can kind of like do like a full run. Them. Anybody in chat have any United Ascendance tributes you wanna run? We got 2 slots available in a minute. So that's what it meant by that. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend whatchamacallit on those. Probably not worth. You have a few legendaries from there. Try and barrage with fire today. Depends on how I'm feeling. Maybe it'll be one or the other. I probably won't frustrate myself with both at the same time. I think barrage would feel a lot better to play, but it's definitely weaker than rapid fire. But yeah, Blame, you got any Ascendance tributes that you want to do? Mythic tributes you want to do? I got one. Raven has one, so we're see if we can get like a full party. Like I just got on, so like my chat is very thin right now. I'm playing. Really? Okay. All right. What else are you playing right now, currently? Ed Show, what's going on? A bit of old school League and Valorant. Let me ask you a question. What are you looking forward to most, I guess, when it comes to the future of Diablo 4? What would make you play more? Like for you. For me, I want a metric to, you know, mess with my gear on. Like test, I'm gonna say test my gear on, but like something I can, you know, to have a reason to min max. But pit ain't it for me. So I feel like once I get to a point where everything's, you know, one shotty ish, then like my season's pretty much downhill from there. Like no matter what the content actually really is or what they do for the season theme. That's why season 5 was like my favorite. All right, so anybody else? Anybody else in chat have a mythic tribute that they want to use? Or jump in on? I don't I don't know who this is. Let me bother Matthias. This player is busy and cannot be invited yet. Okay. Let me see who else I can ask. Everything else like more skills passes would be on bonus. So broader endgame is something meaningful for the push bills for. There. You can sell runs in trade chat 200 million each run. There he is. I'm actually not against selling in chat, actually. Honestly, I would play. I feel like I played too many seasons, so I figured I kind of skip this one without eating myself afterwards. I feel like last season was the one that really skipped, though. Bro, I surpassed my Paragon from last season already. I surpassed it like 2 days ago. That's how much I did not play last season. got Snap whispered. So wait, what's happening now? Someone says he wants to buy Cryburn. He paid a lot last season. Yeah, well, I guess I don't blame you, man. You probably just got burnt out on a not so good season, or at least in my opinion, or at least I didn't like last season. I can't speak for everybody. I'd rather get burnt out during this season than last season. I think I hate myself a little less. It was season 8 for you. I barely played any for season 8. So I guess are we just splitting up the goal between us three? So we're gonna like. Cool. Between me and okay, I guess that's fair. Just not providing a mythic one. All right. I'm I'll almost be a billionaire. So it's just kind of like I don't do a lot of like these type of runs and stuff like that. And Jay, appreciate the follow. It's just kind of like a trust system or whatever, because like it can go either way, right? Either they pay the cash in and you don't do it and leave, or you do it and like run them through it and then they don't pay the cash at the end. Like, so is it like a trust system or something, or do we just like blast them in, or do people blast people in chat and be like, don't trust so and so, he did not do so and so? Like, how does that work? Like maybe it's like a reputation based. Do people get like a profile or on like a secret set or something, and you can like star rate them or something? We're good at scammers. I'll say that. It's trust, okay. I don't know. Eric, what's going on, man? Hoping this dance of knives poison trap would be fun to keep me engaged, but it just isn't doing it for me. I think I'm gonna try to create something completely off meta and see how I can push it. Understood. Or I guess let me ask you a question. What don't you like about the Dance of Knives? Poison trap. Should you ask for the first 200 million after the first run just to make sure he's legit? I didn't get anything. And ask for the second 200 million after for the next run. Gears are cool and all, but at the end of the day, I'm in max again. I have no content to do with the gear. Fair. Forever, what's going on? Do I have 6 Bach runes? You try to get 200 million? Okay, cool. All right, well, let's do another one. Or anybody? I have 0 Bach runes, which means I definitely don't have 6. Wait, who canceled? Extra armor? Like regular armor or what? Just more armor? Okay. Cool. You said it like 3 times and I totally missed it. What does the activity look like that's so fun to do when you reach max gear, etc.? Heard increases chances of air shot. Not sure if it's true. Huh. If we get the green post cover, everything gets annoying, but that's not the main reason. Okay. Do you feel like it's not like hitting hard enough, not strong enough, or just the playstyle isn't what you, the playstyle isn't doing it for you like you thought it would, I guess? Hey Dad, I got this crackling energy build, permanent TP with instant screen clear, also immortal, super fun. Sounds like how crackling energy or how lightning spear generally is, right? Maybe not the immortal part, but but I'm glad you're having fun. Not 300 yet. What up, Zeal? A wild decoy appears. Oh no, that's still Zeal. Go kill him. They used to decoy doing that. Yeah, I'm with Blame on that one though. I don't necessarily need to push anything. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be competitive per se. Although I wouldn't mind, you know, something being like competitive. I mean, I'm naturally competitive, but I just need something that gives me a reason to, you know, tailor my gear, like min-max my gear outside of pit pushing, or in an activity that I enjoy. I put it that way. No sailing. So as long as I enjoy the activity that is that, you know, challenges my gear or gearing or how I'm gearing, then I'm cool with that. We just don't have it. Wait, Oxide, what's up? Oxdie, what? It isn't hitting super hard, but I'm barely in the T2. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so you got a while to go, but even wait, did he pay you that 200? Or that other 200? It's like he left quick. That's what I was asking. Do I have anything for poison trap? Any aspects of poison trap? Anything? I do not. I don't keep any of those because I know I'm never gonna replay poison trap, so I don't really keep them. The gear, please. Oh, I know I didn't keep it. Like I barely even keep legendaries to be honest with you right now because there's little reason to. I would totally give it to you if I had it, but I'm like 1,000% sure I did not keep any of it. Would I keep it if I find some? Sure. They don't really have a bad drop or terrible drop rate. I mean, it should just kind of happen as you play. Like they're not rare. Like Burst and Venom is not rare. After this, I'm about to like theorycraft putting to some Orphan Maker barrage or rapid fire together. We're doing Radiance Tribute, I think is what this is. You got some? You got some? You will pay? Whatever goal you have? I mean... Nah, don't give us all your gold. You're gonna need that. Did you just start playing the season right now, or you started yesterday? Okay, so you're kind of just looking for boosts right now. Is what I'm gathering. You're just trying to, or you would like to get like a lot of stuff like right now. Your Paragon 200. Yeah, then you should totally have poison stuff. How do you not have any poison things? Did you start a new character or what? What happened? You have no poison stuff at all? No? Where's the salvage dude thing? 100 mil goes a long way this season. It does. Wait, where'd you guys go? We were Snap paying 1 billion last season. You kind of have to this event. I think it's my brother Major and he plays, not me. I play Rogue. Wait, so are you playing on your brother's account? Okay. Gonna be honest, Trevor, I really wasn't trying to like spend this session boosting. Because I got things I really want to do. No offense by any means. But if I do find things, like if I find any poison gear things, what is it? Poison? Any bursting venoms and stuff like that, you know, I will totally hand them off to you. I have no problems with that. In fact, actually, no, that's contamination. Do you have contamination? Buyer Exchange Rune a jaw. Oh. You say you don't really need it. You said wrong thing. You don't really have an answer to that. I can say this issue, but I can finish every single content in the game in 4 days. I guess I guess for me is that there's really no like, what's it called, aspirational content. T4 was supposed to be the thing that like makes it, you take a little break. Okay, no problem. See ya, man. T4 was supposed to be supposed to be aspirational. Like it was, that's the reason why they kind of made everything one difficulty, stuff like that. Instead of having, you know, tiers like in front of Horrors used to be or Nightmare Dungeons used to be, they just made it all flat, and then just say, oh well, T4 will be hard for people to get to, and so that will, you know, the whole difficulty level will be aspirational. I think that's what they were trying to do. And as you can tell, they did not succeed in that whatsoever. So it just kind of so now we're back to just Pit being the only like aspirational content, and if you don't like Pit, or at least the higher levels of pushing Pit, then it's like you don't have anything else. But I like playing. Like I like the builds that I do. I like you know, the combat. I like, there are some things I do like about the game. I don't want to be brain dead playing the entire time. I want to do things. So like, I think that's kind of where I'm at. I want to feel like there's like pushback on what I'm doing. Like I want to care about the monsters being there. Like I want to be like, oh, I'm actually afraid of that one, or I'm actually scared of that affix, or you know. And I don't want to just push Pit to get that feeling, because Pit has its own set of big problems as well. And sure, I can nerf my gear, right? I can be like, oh, well, just play with a lot less gear and remove a ton of multipliers to get that feeling. But then now you kind of decentivize the reasoning for an action RPG, which is literally to find gear to progress, to get stronger, to tackle things. So that's kind of where I'm at. A lot like what Blaine said. I actually do want to play for months or a month or whatever like that. I'm in that same boat. I would love to. But it's like, you know, after a certain point, when your progress legit doesn't matter for over 90% of the game, it just feels kind of bad, in my opinion. Because like right now, like I'm not even fully mastered. I got some pretty, you know, I got decent, okay gear. Got one really good piece. I got decent pieces, but like getting stronger won't change anything. I'm already one-shotting. I'm already struggling to keep up my energy as it is right now. You know? But I want to keep farming Chaos Armors because I want to get better stuff. And the best way to do Chaos Armor or farm Chaos Armor stuff is in content that isn't aspirational. So it's kind of like, I want to get better gear, but I got to play the content I'm already one-shotting, in which the better gear won't matter in. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of oof. You know, I don't really get the RPG, the progress or the progression of the RPG here. You know what I'm saying? Common Plague. I'm glad you're asking the questions. I mean, most people don't even ask those questions. But yeah, it's not even so much about a competitive ladder per se, even though I guess that would help too, in a sense, as long as the ladder is attached to content people actually enjoy doing. But yeah, it's just like, I put it this way, I legit can't play certain builds right now because the gear on my character is too strong to play it. Like I can't play Forcer Arrow right now. I want to play Forcer Arrow, but I can't play it. Want to know why? because I one-shot things. So therefore, I don't even get the knockback or the pushback that makes Force for Arrow fun, because they die before they knock back. So legit, I can't play that spec right now, and that's kind of awful feeling. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you become too strong for a build to work, or for a build to function in its basic, thing? Like, that should never be the case. And again, sure, you could say, oh, well, just do higher pits, but it's like there's so much other content in the game that I would rather do or need to do to be able to, I guess, further progress the character that I don't need to progress. And I would like for my builds to function there.
Not one, but thousands.
Thanks.
Oh, it absolutely is Blizzard's fault that T4 isn't aspirational. But what I find interesting about it is that when they first did the rework, like back in what was it, season 6? When they did the rework for season 6, and they were saying that most people won't reach T4, or a chunk of people will not reach T4 because it'll be that hard. And so it's like they assumed that we wouldn't be reaching T4 in a day or whatever, and guess what? We did that. We did exactly the thing they didn't think we actually would be doing. So I guess for them, T4 might have been aspirational, but for veterans of the genre, it definitely wasn't that at all. You thinking the road builds are pushing into the 120s? Probably not. The only one that probably has potential would be Heartseeker Orphan Maker, or what I would call Shotgun Rogue. That has a potential for it, but only if unstable power, actually works. So if the unstable power, actually works for, Pain Gorgers or whatever, then there's a slight possibility that it can, but without it, no. What happens at 120 that you're trying to hit with? Just more curiosity. Okay. I thought maybe there was a, special invite or or something. I was like, oh, I'm missing out. No one told me or something. But nah, yeah, it's just gonna find a class to keep up my Mason Fearborn for farming. It's probably my goal. Oh, well then you don't really need to. Well, I guess T120 isn't what you should be looking at in that case. If you're just trying to keep up with your friends for farming, go DT. DT is incredibly fast. Or you can do Flurry. Flurry's actually really fast as well. Shred? Well then, yeah. Well then, go DT then. DT Rogue. If you're just looking for pure speed efficiency for farming, DT is pretty much number one in that on Rogue. It's not the highest pit pusher, no, but in terms of farming efficiency, yeah, you can't beat DT. So if you're just trying to play with your friends for that purpose or that cause, yeah, play DT. I mean, Shred is really not Drew's best pusher either, so Definitely not a 120 pusher. So yeah, it's just really about the speed. I see you two remove Cax. No, I didn't. On what? No, I still use Cax. Because I hope I am. Oh, I am not using Cax. Whoops. Oh yeah, I removed it for T4 content. Yeah, because you don't really need it for T4. I should have had Cax for this run though. Yeah, Cax would have definitely helped me on this run. I was wondering why it was taking a little longer. If Cax is like 100%, it's like 100%. So I was missing like 4 to 5 tiers of damage. Oh well, I won't be doing pit anyways probably anymore unless it's a whisper for the rest of the night. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't have Cax. I was wondering, I'm like, man, this is taking me 3 minutes on this 95. That's false. Shrek cleared 120. Oh, it has? Must have been a recent addition. I would have had Danger, like, you know, tell me about it by now. So, my bad. It wasn't projected to clear at 120. I'll put it that way. So I guess some stuff may have happened in between there. As Heartseeker's build spammy, it's easy. You just hold down Heartseeker basically for most of the content. If you're doing like a boss or some pits, then you want to actually, you know, cast cow traps and smoke grenade. But outside of that, you don't have to do that. West Rose best build for Hell Ties or Hordes? I mean DT's it's gonna be the most efficient. So the quickest, I guess you could say. But Flurry's good for that. Heartseeker's good for it. Dance of Knives is good for that. For Hordes, so speed isn't really a thing that's really that important. I think Rain of Rails is probably our best Hordes build just because it just has the biggest coverage. However, DT can like pull almost the entire screen, so I would say DT has a very, very close second for in front of Hordes. Honestly, you mean you really can't go wrong with like 4 or 5 different rogue builds. Honestly, for T4 content. Put a 100 tonight with Shred with no master working, only 200 Paragon. Cool. I actually like Shred, so Shred's like what's like my favorite Druid skill. So depending on whether I get bored this season before I get to that point, I definitely do want to make a Shred Druid. I was planning on doing not planning on doing it, but I want to do it anyways, regardless of what tier pit it pushed. I just think it's cool looking. Yeah, Mastro's inferior to D4 builds. What makes it inferior? Sounds like dude's trying to start something. No one asked. Is that a computer? Is that a computer up outside? Yeah, man. And Helltide's leaderboard has all the records. Yeah. Well, Helltide's is the only one that has a leaderboard, right?
It's locked.
So I mean, if Helltides if Helltides.com has all the leaderboards, or has all the clears, and it's the only one running it, then yeah, it would have all the records, right? Maxwell used to do that. We actually used to do that. We did that back in season 2 with what what was it, Abattoir Azure, and then we just decided it wasn't worth keeping up. Lord Ben, what's going on? I'm following a guy, and as soon as I equip Stride of Wrath, I'll go through my energy instantly and can't cast Heartseeker. So, did you follow the rest of the build? Because if you just equip Stride of Wrathio and then that was kind of it, check your journey. Like check the build variance and like going from starter to ancestral and to mythic. Okay, so I do have. You can either watch the build video guide. That's on you. Or there's like there's like a facts section on the guide. Yeah, there's a fact section. Why I'm losing all my energy and can't cast help. Right? So chances are what's happening is a few things. One, you don't have primary resource restore on a ring, which is very, very important. Two, you probably don't have a Starless yet, which is normal if you just found a shot of Arathio and whatnot. But if you found a shot of Arathio and you have a Crown of Lucian, you are going to burn through your energy a ton. That's the reason why on the Ancestral variant, the Crown of Lucian doesn't exist, because it's just way too much energy to spend. But if you want, if you do estimate, if you do a Heartseeker video, I do explain what to do with your energy for sure. Did Danger would have said something? Well, generally speaking, yeah. Like he'll be in my chat, like, you know, kind of like giving me clips and stuff. Danger says, he said, I'm not trying to be rude, it's just behind what's possible. Well, it's not that I think it's rude. It's just that it just feels like no one asked. Like if you say, oh well, mentioning that one is clearly better than the other because one person's build, you know, might not be better than the one that's on D4s, almost makes it sound like you're saying more than what you're really saying. Because then why not just say, oh well, there's a version out there that's better than Danger's, which happens, right? But when you go and say, oh well, this whole company is better than that whole company because of what one person has done, is like, it makes it sound like you were trying to insert something. Which, I mean, if you are, fine. I mean, I'm not mad at that. If, you know, everybody's free to express their opinions any way that they like. I'm not against anyone feeling that way at all whatsoever. Like at all. I have friends across all the spectrums. Like I'm real cool with Lexi and he's Icy Veins. I'm really cool with Cliptus and he's Mobalytics. I'm cool with Lurkin. He's also Mobalytics. Me and Mippy are like bros and he's now Mobalytics. You know, no animosity at all. But I don't like ever like, I personally don't like putting down any website for any particular reason at all, and you'll never hear me do it here. All I say is I haven't really heard anything. I haven't heard anything from Danger, and Danger usually is the one that comes to me with clips about some stuff. So it wasn't projected to do that high on anybody's tier list at the beginning. So some stuff must have been found out, and that was doing better, and that's what happens. It's like Heartseeker, for example. Like, you know, we weren't expecting it to be the best rogue build or the top pit pusher, and no website had it as a top pit pusher. But now we do. Whatever, doesn't make the other websites bad. Doesn't make the other people who did builds bad. It just means that hey, we were wrong in our projection initially, and now we just update and make the update. No need to go, oh, these other websites are not as good or they're bad because of that. No, you just yeah, they just haven't made the update yet. That's all. Or inferior. You didn't say bad. Inferior. I use the word inferior because you didn't say bad. You're right. Yeah. What up? I can't pronounce that name. On YouTube. I have no idea. If I run crit damage instead of vulnerable and Heartseeker, how much am I missing? Not much at all, but vulnerable is just better because crit damage doesn't work with pain gorgers. But it's just additive though, so like you're not really missing anything. It's just that if you had a choice between critical strike damage and vulnerable as a stat, then you will just go with vulnerable because you know vulnerable works. What's the best gamma for Dark Dance aspect? It's a resource, isn't it? So ring? I would assume ring. Is Dance of Knives or Flurry easier to start when leveling? Dance of Knives. Dance of Knives is probably the smoothest overall like leveling build out there for Rogue. But other good leveling builds, Flurry is good. Heartseeker is also really good for leveling too as well. Yeah, we have to have several good and fast leveling builds.
It is done.
What else is there?
My hammer sings on your return.
Oh, this is Kazakhstan's Helltide. I actually usually like doing this one. I probably will because I also need to do that seasonal thing. Yeah, let's get it. Let's do it. Any more whispers to take care of? During a second character, I would argue Flare might be the strongest leveling build. You do have a point there. Although, if you have all that, I would almost maybe even say Heartseeker, only just because you have all your aspects, and then you also will have your what was it, Chaos perk. So having unpredictable alchemy as well on like the leveling build is just it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't disagree with what you're saying for sure. But Heartseeker is nuts when you have everything. I don't disagree that Flurry is not nuts either. But Heartseeker, you technically are playing Flurry for like half the time anyway. Anyway, it's like a hybrid. So you take all the Flurry aspects anyways. Okay.